Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin Starr, a 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno!
Penix rolling out of the pocket to his strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fried Fogel again.
They may have won the battle, but we backdoor won this war. Welcome to the LEO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. My voice is, I don't know what's going on, but either way, you can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley. That's Braggley. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon. You can find him on Twitter at Brandon Dubich. That's Brandon spelled traditionally. Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. What's up, Brando?
Closing time. One last call for alcohol. It's the last post game of the year. A lot to talk about.
One of my favorite posts.
Ready to get into it.
And that's what we'll talk about it here in a bit. And fresh from the live tweets and a meaningless victory. Let's congratulate him on that. We're joined by producer Seth, who you can find and block on Twitter. It's at SayTop5, SETAH5. How you doing, Seth? How you feeling?
On top of the world, baby.
Yeah, I bet you do. We're here to just kind of briefly talk a little bit about the loss on Saturday. The Indiana Hoosiers lost 7-44 to the Boilermakers. That's not the big part of this. That's why I said they may have won the battle, but we backdoor won the war. Because, Brandon, what happened today, bud?
Coach Nick Sheridan got shown the door by his boss's own money. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
No, he took a pay cut to make him go away. Like I you know that we don't do this that much, bro. He got paid. We can talk about him being fired and semi-celebrate it. He's going to be fine. He'll hop on as a quarterback coach somewhere. He'll make his way back through the ranks somewhere. He'll probably be Michigan's quarterback coach. And as Seth predicted, it'll be offensive coordinator and best offensive coordinator in the land in 5 years. So that's what we're so excited about. I can have season tickets now next year, which is great. I don't know if anybody had heard that or if everybody listening had heard that part of the pod. I had declared if Nick Sheridan was still part of the coaching, part of the coaching thing is fine. But if Nick Sheridan was still the offensive coordinator come 2022 season, I was not re-upping season tickets. And Tom Allen must have heard it and made it official as quick as possible. So, did you listen to any of the press conference post game, any of that stuff?
Oh man, no. I jumped right over to the basketball game and I drink real heavily.
That wasn't a whole lot better, but at least they won. So
yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'm going to try to force my way through this and try not to sound absolutely horrible. So
I think I've had to have 50 cough drops today. Like my voice. I don't sound as bad as you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel fine. Just the voice is a little weird for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Okay. What went right, Brandon, for us on Saturday?
The usual suspects, right? Like Hendy, Micah, Cam, everyone who's kind of done it through this 8-game losing streak showed up, right? Not enough people, obviously, lost by 37, but everyone that, we've been keeping our eyes on and everyone who had to put on a show as in the potentially last career highlights, I think did so. I think everyone who we thought did.
Yeah. Yep. I can't not agree with you there, I guess. The first quarter went right. The first quarter was fun.
It was
the first half was okay. The first half was okay.
So this isn't even a Randos. When's the last time you had that much fun in a quarter?
Oh, ask Seth. He was there with me watching the game. I was jumping up and down just off of every completion, just turning around, screaming at him. It wasn't at all in the
It wasn't at all in the Maryland game. It wasn't at all in the Ohio State game. The Michigan State game was just frustrating. Like maybe the first half of Cincinnati. Is that the last time? I think for me, that's the last time I had fun. So that first quarter was a blast, man. Yeah. So I asked Seth this yesterday. Was that yesterday that we just played him? Yeah. So Saturday, I asked him if Chucky makes that field goal before halftime, are we going in the second half? You feel comfortable? No. 17-10. Don't you feel good about that?
And getting the ball.
I
felt good. If he would have made that and Seth was like, yeah, I would have been a little bit nervous for a minute, but nothing crazy. Yeah, but that didn't happen. So what's up?
Sheridan can script an opening drive. That's the one thing that he's consistently been able to do. And I think that's part of the compounding frustration. But
I said it today. It's amazing what happens when you can script plays and they go perfectly. And then you realize as the game goes on, yeah, we probably shouldn't ever run any of those plays ever again. We should just run everything else. It's crazy. They talked about it today. I think it was during the Colts Bucks game. One of the commentators, maybe it was Greg Olson, said a lot of times coaches will have a play that goes well and they'll cross it off their play sheet and be like, well, that worked. We can't use it again. It's like, no, you continue to use it and just pound it until they can figure out how to stop it. And what was working the entire first half? Slants, basically just letting DEP run the football. The dude only had 8 carries. He averaged 6 yards a carry. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense. It was nice to see McCulley used the way that we thought he may have been used all season, just as a trick quarterback, I guess, kind of. So,
can I give my Colin Cowherd comparison here? If you don't listen to Colin Cowherd, he basically makes like analogies that make no sense. But here's one that I thought of. Nick Sheridan, kind of like a guy who can't get a girlfriend, right? He's on all the dating apps. He gets on a lot of dates. First part of the date goes great.
Are you trying to sound like him? Are you trying to sound like him too?
The questions lined up. He has all the questions lined up. The first 30 minutes are great. But then afterwards, it's a disaster. And it never gets you a second date.
When she starts asking the questions, right?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. As soon as he has to start thinking on his feet and adjusting, it's over. The game's over. He doesn't have a chance. Nick Sheridan, guy can't get a second date. And that's why we don't need him around anymore.
Yeah.
It's hurt.
Oh, man. What a relief. Like, I don't even really care to talk about the game that much. It's just so nice. It's going to be so nice next year. Okay. Anything else went right? Not really. What went wrong for you? Was there a specific thing?
So I have another thing, I don't know if this means anything, but our third down offense and defense in the last third part of the year was good. I don't know if that means anything, or I don't think that's anything to build off of, but we were able to move the chains. So I thought that was good.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, it was, we were putting ourselves in the right positions at the beginning of the game. And pretty much, whenever we had a chance on third down, it was a reasonable third down yardage and not putting ourselves into terrible spots, which we were earlier in the season. Yeah. So moving on to what went wrong, man, I thought that we would be able to at least control what they were allowed to do. And that did not happen.
I didn't follow Indiana high school football this past weekend, but it seemed like, one of those classic schools from northern or southern Indiana go and play in Indianapolis school. And, it stays, tight in the first quarter, second quarter, but then eventually they just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And that's sort of, 44. So I bet there was some game this past weekend at Lucas Oil where, the game was close at halftime and then it ended up being 44-7 simply because dudes.
Simply because dudes.
I mean, again, you know what I'm saying there, right? Like,
Yeah.
we just don't have the guys to be able to stop what the other team wants to do.
Yeah.
It's the personnel.
Yeah. And now O'Connell didn't have yardage wise, wasn't his best game, not by far. It wasn't his best game of the season, but he was himself. 26 of 31, 278, 4 touchdowns, no picks. So again, what did you think about the interference call? I thought it was definitely interference on the pick 6, right?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Believe it or not, Twitter does not believe it was pass interference for some reason. But what went wrong for you, Brandon?
I mean, again, outside of the usual suspects in third down, I mean, just about everything. I mean, the trenches were awful. It doesn't end there, but it certainly starts there. Just the lack of being able to make a big play, I guess. I mean, there was no explosion again on either side of the ball. So yeah, I mean, a lot went wrong, and it was nothing different in all the other games. I mean, just incapable of making a game-changing play in all 3 phases. I mean, I can't remember. Maybe Carr's long touchdown was the last explosive play that mattered. Is that in the Maryland game? You just need explosive plays. And it didn't, for whatever reason, just didn't happen all year.
To piggyback off that, getting killed by tight ends. Paul Peferi I think he was a quarterback to start the year. He's the 4th tight end, and he comes up with a 24-yard touchdown. Tight ends have killed you guys in coverage all year. And it reared its ugly head again yesterday.
Yeah, no doubt.
It wasn't even the one that was supposed to rear its head either. Did he play?
Yeah, he played. Payne Durham had 0 catches, 0 yards.
Yeah.
I don't even have him down for a target, but
yeah,
I swear he was.
I didn't see him. They talked about him, I thought, but I didn't see him nothing. So your 4-star 4th string quarterback scored on us. So that's nice. Okay, let's see here.
The real question, though, is if it was Grimmel versus Peferi, and they both had to play quarterback, which team would have won? It's an early Brando's Randos. Would the game have been close if your 4th string quarterback had to play our 5th string quarterback?
Have you seen how big that dude is? Have you seen how big he is? He would just run, just quarterback draw the entire time.
That dude got big.
Yeah, he's huge. All right. Final of the season. Stock up, Brandon.
I said it last week, and this isn't just me being lazy and not changing the outline, but AJ Barner looks good, man. Yeah. AJ Barner looks like something that can fill a void that we're definitely going to have there in the tight end room. I liked what I saw there. I also liked and I know there's kind of a mass exodus out of the running back room, but I mean, if McCullough can get some of these walk-ons to do this, can you imagine, when he gets his talent in that room? So I was at least stock. I'm not going to say, stock up for Spiegel or Depp or any of those guys, because I mean, hopefully they never play relevant snaps ever again. But I think it was at least encouraging to see those guys be able to produce results. Because if we go back and remember, Depp and Childers were playing in the Iowa game. So McCullough did think that those guys were our best to start the season.
Yeah. I thought David Hollowell looked pretty good yesterday. I know his stats aren't going to show it, but I thought he looked explosive, whether the hole was there or not. But DEP, it was my stock up. I thought he looked really good yesterday.
We got to talk about it, right? All-time douchebag move, though.
What's that?
and kicked the Purdue guy. in
Oh, the
nuts.
kick. Yeah, that wasn't good. I forgot about
The
that.
frustration, right? I mean, I'm never going to excuse that. It's horrible. But I mean, can you imagine the frustration in that entire offensive room?
Oh, I'm sure.
Like,
Yep. You can't do that. Yeah, so that's it for me on stock up on all. I mean, Grant Grimmel was okay, but nothing again. I mean, 18 to 30, an interception. He averaged
negative 48 rush yards.
Yeah,
Just
well,
running for his
this is-
life.
Yes, that's not his problem. So stock down. I'm sorry, stock up on defense.
Gonna make me answer that one.
Yeah.
Outside of kind of the obvious, I think I'm gonna go with, Ryder. Again, it's the same people, right? Like Ryder Anderson, I thought had a good game. He set the edge pretty well on his side of the line of scrimmage. I thought he did well. I mean, dare I say Marcelino Ball, like for some reason, actually in the past 6 quarters showed up. Remember when we had him as an all Big Ten player? Big yikes. So, I mean, McCrary Ball, only because his stock was so low. You'll actually not lose money on that now.
Yeah. There you go.
But yeah. What about you? Who do you think?
Taiwan Moman. Man, do you miss him, huh? You don't really think about having to miss a stud corner. You think, well, we've got Reese Taylor, who by all means he played pretty well. But you have Reese Taylor, you think you've got, good backup in Big Play J. I did Noah Pierre even play or register a stat yesterday? I don't think so. Man, his stock can't be any higher. I thought he was going to play. All the signs pointed towards him playing. He was in full warm-up gear. Everyone said he was ready to go. No snaps. So,
which means he's coming back next year.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that all signs point to.
Well, you want to play with your brother, right? I mean, he's not going to the NFL. I mean, unless you're going on pure, they don't really draft that much on pure talent. It's not the NBA. Like this,
he would go
NBA,
undrafted. He would go undrafted.
Yeah. Okay. Here comes the fun part of the pod. Last one of the season. Don't hold anything back. Stock down on offense. What do you got?
If I had a wish list on positions that we need to go out and grab, it's offensive line. Like I want to see 60 to 80% new starters on the offensive line. I hate to say that to the kids in the current one, but it was apparent. It didn't matter the quarterback. It didn't matter if it was Penix or Tuttle or McCulley or Grimmel. The offensive line, really ruined any chance we had to be successful. And I honestly can say probably took 1 or 2 wins off the board this year.
Yeah.
We win multiple games more than we did if we get just adequate offensive line. So, yeah, I mean, so I'm saying everyone. Like I'm having a hard time picking the 1 or 2 guys I want back.
I liked Bedford Saturday. I liked the way he looked on Saturday. Caleb Jones, again, love him. I think he had all the potential in the world, but I don't know what's happened between his freshman year and now, but everybody's getting around him off the edge. And then I couldn't even tell you another starter. Dylan Powell, he's gone anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So yeah, Bedford. Let's just keep Bedford.
There you go. My stock down on offense, man, I don't like to do this to him. Was it me or did Ty Fry just look totally uninterested?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, this guy is not, I mean, again, I just made the prediction that I think Taiwan comes back. Ty Fry's gone. I mean, and I don't think it's to the NFL. I think maybe he transfers down to Mississippi State or Ole Miss or somewhere down there. But he had no interest. He could tell he was just frustrated with everything, and he had 1 foot out the door, which is super disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
In him and in Grant Hurd. We might get into this more because I do think more dominoes fall. The great site Peegs also seems to think that there aren't more moves going to come. You got to think when we hire our new offensive coordinator, he is going to let a lot of those other guys go because he's going to bring in his own. So Grant Hurd, man, he built up a reputation of really bringing in a style of guy and being successful with it. But, if we're talking about rooms that were disappointing, and I'm sure we'll get into this more in postseason pods, but I think the wide receiver room might be the second most disappointing room. Offensive line 1, wide receivers 2.
Yeah, I agree. Oh man. Yeah, that was tough to watch. What about on defense? Stock down for you on defense.
The interior again. I hate to pick on me. We've just done this. I feel like I'm living in Groundhog Day when I do these post game pods because I'm just regurgitating myself over and over again. And man, the holes that they were running through were just bananas. Like Micah's getting double blocked at the second level. There was multiple times Micah had to split a center and a guard at the second level. How is that happening? Like, it doesn't make any sense. To the interior defensive line is the trenches lost this season, man. And maybe I'm not putting enough blame on quarterback play, but the trenches didn't give IU a shot in this game or the entire season.
Yep. For me on defense, it's Jalen Williams. Now I know he had a pick 6 called back due to a pass interference, which was really weird. It was almost like we were trying to run a rub route on defense.
Yeah, like a pick play.
And all I was screaming, again, Seth was there. If they don't interfere at all, Jalen Williams still probably makes the interception and is gone. Yeah. Outside of that play, he was he had a bad pass interference in the back of the end zone, if I remember correctly. And then
I thought the ball was uncatchable.
Well, we can talk about that.
It didn't matter.
It doesn't. No. But those were some big momentum turning plays. I mean, those were you get that pick 6, you're winning. You're up 14-7 on the road, all the momentum. You've got a quarterback who's incredibly accurate, shook at that point, but then immediately it gets turned around. They score a touchdown the very next play, I believe. And it's pretty much all she wrote at that point. Thankfully, it was closer right there, but I don't know. Yeah. So I'm going to go with big play J, stock down. Seth, do you have something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to harp back on Brandon when he's talking about the O-line. Rarely do we have O-line stats provide. They gave up 4 sacks, 10 tackles for a loss, and 2 of the pass deflected were by defensive linemen at the line of scrimmage. So hard to be successful when that's
I want to give a little bit of credit.
16 negative plays. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You got to give a little bit of credit to Purdue. I mean, their one edge guy is really good, and then the other edge guy is going to get off because of the other edge guy being double teamed pretty much the entire time. But they're not the best defensive line we played, and I bet you those are some of the worst stats of the season. So it's time to get a word from our sponsor, if I can make it through without dying. A super quick word from our sponsor, Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport and the Hoosier State. I have no excuse for that. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop sick gears from shirts to hoodies to koozies. As a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout, and that'll get you 10% off. It's LEO10, LEO10. Now, back to the show. Super quick, revisit predictions. I said we were going to win 37-34. The other guy said lost 42-20, lost 34-14. So the winner is Brandon. Congratulations, Brandon. 2 weeks in a row. Well done.
That's pretty close. 42-7, and I have 44-7. So
And you had 42-20.
Yeah.
You thought we were going to score 20 points. Silly Brandon. Okay. All right. It's time, guys. Well, it's not the last one, but the last one of the season. Brando's Randos. Let's go.
So Gramel's performance wasn't exactly Coverdale, but where does Gramel fall on to do another Colin Cowher? Where does he fall on your Noblesville Mount Rushmore?
He's looking up. He's on the ground looking up.
Yeah.
Our Mount Rushmore is more of a pyramid style as opposed to just in
Don't
a
say
row.
ski. Don't
No.
say ski.
Tom Coverdale is on the very top. And then maybe you've got Brandon Knight somewhere in there. David Badiah. That's about it. So yeah, he's down there on the ground. He's looking up. He's a tourist checking it out.
Next question here. Got to stay on Gramel. Do we ever see him take another snap for IU? Or is this the last we ever see of Mr.
A good
Gremmel?
question. I'm going to say yes. One more game, and it's against Idaho next year. Do we play? I know. Do we play Idaho next year?
September 11th.
Again?
Yep.
Didn't we play him September 11th this year?
Oh, 10th. Sorry, 10th.
Okay.
The wedding I'm going to is the 11th.
Well, there you go. Never forget that wedding.
All right. Enough on Grant Gramel and the great city of Noblesville. Let's move to something that we want to talk about, and that is the next hire. It's what everyone wants to talk about. What's the timeline, do you think, for this, Michael? I read, again, Matt Weaver, great contributor over at Pigs. He said sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And he almost never says anything. Like, he's pretty quiet unless he knows. So I'm thinking it's got to be within a week.
It's going to be at the end of the regular season and conference championship games.
So next Sunday.
So maybe next Sunday or next Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think
And-
Seth, I've looked at Seth's notes. He might have a question about this in his, so I don't want to go too in depth on it. But
Prediction time. Who is also shown the door?
oh, okay. O-line coach.
Hiller gone.
They might all be gone.
McCullough won't be gone.
McCullough's not going to be gone, obviously. No.
I mean,
What has he done? What has he done?
There's a pretty good
Wrong.
recruit coming next year.
There's two good ones. He's still got the best ever in IU history.
And he has like a
coming in
6-year-old
2023.
too that we need in 12 years.
No, he can stay forever. Do you think he goes the wide receiver? Why am I blanking? Wide
Grant Hurd,
receivers coach?
yeah, he's
Hurd.
gone. He's gone.
Man, oh man.
So the question is, and again, I've obviously been all over on Twitter about this all day. Grant Hurd's the lead recruiter for Omar Cooper, and so is Nick
I don't-
Sheridan.
Oh,
Does
no.
does Omar Cooper make Tom Allen think Grant Hurd stays? Because Omar Cooper, I don't want to compare him to David Bell, but like it's there. Like you
It
can't,
is
you know.
there. But is Omar coming to play with Donovan?
Yeah.
So if so, I mean those are things you got to talk to him about. Hey, listen, we're thinking about making moves. If we made any moves, what moves would they be that you would consider maybe leaving? Then you got to find that stuff out. So he knows what he's doing. He'll figure it out. I honestly, I don't think we lose anybody of note from the class.
Another very popular name on the chopping block, and someone who Tom Allen has indirectly called out, is the strength and conditioning coach. Tom Allen talked about injuries at length.
Mhm.
At length. I think he's gone.
I think so too.
You know, he
think
has an
so, too.
impressive resume. You know, he worked in Cincinnati, worked, you know, with a lot of NFL pros, but it was apparent that, you know, our guys were constantly smaller.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
The injuries too. The injuries are part of it. That's part of it.
Definitely are part of it. So I think is a mass exodus. I do think Tom Allen, everyone but McCullough of note, right? Like there's probably going to be some, you know, other guys that we don't talk about much that stay, but I think there is a cleaning house, a changing of guard. And that's what, again, I know Sheridan was your, I'm going to renew my season tickets, but Hiller, Wellman, Hurd, like I need all of it. I'm going to get greedy and I need all of it.
Strength and conditioning coaches, we've gone through a few of them here at the last little bit. Dr. Ray was the one I loved.
Yeah, he's at Bama now,
He's
right?
at Bama now. Yeah.
Those guys look big.
Well, I mean, look at how he single-handedly almost improved the team, coaching or not. McCullough's not going anywhere, by the way, at all. He's the associate head coach. So he's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Yeah, I do think it'll be similar to like a new GM coming in. Similar in this aspect of in the NFL or something that comes in and clears house. He wants all of his guys. Same thing with the offensive coordinator that's going to come in. If it's going to be a big name, which we think it is, big name in perspective of like, we're not going to go get Kevin Wilson back from Ohio State or something, but you know, it's something like that. You know what I mean? So it'll be somebody that'll come in, bring their guys with them, I'm assuming, and then maybe bring some more recruits with them too. So we'll see. Don't tweet at recruits, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Next one here is staying on the coaching, but let's flip on the other side of the ball.
Flip.
Do you think we see any changes on the defensive side? Defensive line coach, secondary coach.
Can't get rid of Charlton Warren. I don't know, man. Maybe a defensive line coach. I don't think the secondary coach is necessarily like a fair thing to call out this season.
No, I think it is, man. I really, really think it is. How you know this? You know Tom Allen stresses takeaways. They weren't there. You didn't have
Reese Taylor and Tywan Mullen for the majority of your season, and then your safety play was banged up the entire time. No Monster yesterday. A little bit of Josh Sanguinetti for the first time in a handful of games.
I will be disappointed if we bring back our entire defensive coaching staff.
I think you'll see some minor casualties. Defensive line, maybe. That's it though. I don't think it'll be anything crazy.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Cool. That's it.
All right.
I think Seth's sack is pretty full, so I don't want to take up the entire.
Boys, it's bursting.
Oh, geez. Okay, get at
Seth after dark.
All right, I'm guessing IU is more likely to be going with a rising name, current OC from a group of 5 school. Think MAC, Sunbelt, Conference USA, more likely than a Power 5 retread or a lateral mover. Okay. I think we also need to consider CTA's loyalty. He likes people he knows, has worked with or against before. Okay. It's no secret that we've talked about Zach Kitley from Western Kentucky, who I feel obligated to tell you is 30 years old.
Nice.
Just terrifying.
Zappy, look at Sean McVay.
Right.
Yeah.
Zappy was number 1 in passing yards, passing TDs, and 7th in passing efficiency.
And they were sorry, go ahead.
He has to be an attractive candidate. So are there any other group of 5 OCs, or if you just want to talk about Kitley, that you're looking at, or at least what type of attributes are you looking for? Maybe, where they're coming from, what type of offense they run, what kind of region they are specialized in.
Real quick to answer that last question, what type of offense they run, I'd prefer one that scores a lot of points. So that's I don't care any of that other stuff.
Really reaching on that one.
Yeah, right. Or any points would be nice. Western Kentucky, Kitley, second in the country in total offense behind Ohio State. They averaged 524 yards per game, and they were second in the country in scoring offense behind Ohio State at 43.2 points per game. IU did not hit 40. No, they hit 41 time against a team that does not play bowl football.
Here's the other thing to consider with Kitley is what quarterback do you have who can run that system? Are you bringing in Hoover day one and hoping he takes over, or is there, because that's the other thing is the fit.
Can Tuttle not run that? I mean, Tuttle could. Could Penix run it if he stays? I think they could too. I think either one of them could.
So I want to interject. A group of 5 entertains me. I don't want a retread. I don't want to mic the board, right? Like that's not what I want.
What about a fired
but
head coach?
It better be if it's a group of 5, I want two very specific things. I want it to be Charlton Warren-esque on the recruiting front. I want this guy to be able to bring dudes, be able to have an impact on the recruiting trail, have a personality. Like, recruiting is going to be so vital in this hire, and it needs to be a scheme that can work year to year. That's why I don't like the guy from Western Kentucky, because that seems too niche, right?
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be able, like you hit it on the head, Michael. We kind of have 3 different kind of quarterbacks. If you go from Tuttle to McCulley to Hoover, those are 3 different quarterbacks, and all that we think are going to be our quarterbacks in the next 4 to 6 years, right? So it needs to be scheme flexible to where he has a scheme, but he can still kind of cater it to his personnel, I guess. I don't want a Western Kentucky where you need to have this kind of quarterback, you need to have these kind of guys, because I think that's too difficult to repeat at the level I use that in the Big Ten East, personally.
Here's a concern with that Western Kentucky. When you thought about their wide receivers, they were small, right? Quick, DJ Matthews type players. We have one of those. 2 of them, I guess, David Ellis.
Right. So if you hire a guy like that, you're kind of punting on the next year, which I don't think we can do.
No.
Right.
No,
so
no.
I want a known recruiter and I want a flexible scheme. That's who I'm looking at. Again, group of 5 doesn't excite me, but I guess it is better than a Power 5 retread.
What do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to offer up a team, a different one.
Okay.
Just kind of going through some of these stats and looking at who they played and kind of average score against some of the bigger teams. What would you feel about a little offense from the MACtion?
You want to talk points? There's points. I honestly don't know enough about the MAC. I don't think I watched a single MAC game.
What about a team that probably should have beat Notre Dame?
Toledo.
Dame? Yeah.
Let me go.
I don't know why I'm just thinking about it.
Scored,
I'm just thinking about it. They've good.
Scored 49, 35, 49, 49.
They averaged 34.2 points per game. It's 25th in the country. And
look where he was before.
And he was I don't know. Let me look it up. And then total yardage, or somebody else look it up real quick. They were 40th in the country with 434 yards per game. Just to put this in perspective for you guys. Well, I know you guys already know, but everybody listening, I can flip all the way to the last page because I know that's where I use that. Indiana was 124th in total yards at 290 and 123rd with total points per game at 17. Anything. I don't care if it's the dude from Western Kentucky for even if it's for a year, even if we're a stepping stone team for him. Dude, I'd go back to Kevin Wilson if we could score 38 points a game.
Their quarterback had 211 passing attempts and 100 rushing attempts. Their quarterback is very Donovan McCulley.
Yeah, but smaller, I believe, right?
6'2", 207. But what I'm saying is, if McCulley's the guy next year, I don't know if he's going to be. That seems to be a player that they've had success with.
Yeah.
Their running backs, their leading running back, 6.7 yards a carry, 15 touchdowns. Their long runs, 67 yards, 70, 46. What did I just got done complaining that we didn't have explosive plays?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Seth, what were you going to add before I started going through Toledo's stats?
He spent 16 years as the high school head coach at Tampa Plant.
16 and Plant, and that's where Thomas Allen's from, right?
Yeah.
And you got to assume if you're there long enough, you're going to have recruiting ties there, right?
Look at the Toledo roster. A lot of skill position players from Tampa, Florida. St. Petersburg, Florida.
There's your recruiting.
Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida, Miami, Florida.
I think you're recruiting a little bit of a bigger fish from Toledo to IU, but still, I mean, he's got ties with high schools there, obviously. Same thing as
quarterbacks from
CTA.
Michigan, running backs from Ohio. So he obviously can recruit Midwest as well.
It's a good look. What's his name?
Robert Weiner.
Gotcha.
Weiner.
Sorry. Now he's not coming. We embarrassed him. Producer Seth with the curse. All right, I think we're ready to move on. I had one more. Doing year-end performance reviews. So this got me thinking. You're the AD and you're giving CTA's performance review. I need a strength, an area for improvement, and an expectation for off-season focus.
Oh my goodness. I think that Scott Dolson, is that correct, Brandon?
Yes.
Okay. I think Scott Dolson will look at this year and be like, you know what needs to be done. And give him the leeway of having, and they said it during the Purdue game. I don't know if you guys can help me on this or not. Was it 18 players or something like that? Scholarship players injured, which was by far.
That's the numbers CTA gave out during the presser earlier the last week. Yeah. So the announcer just stole that line from the presser. But yeah, 18.
That's insane. That is insane. So he's going to take that into it. So a strength. I mean, I don't know what the strength is from this year. I guess it's hard to say the defense was a strength. I mean, they were put in such bad positions a lot of the time.
But yeah, so I'm also doing end of year reviews. And oftentimes in business, this word gets thrown around incorrectly, but I'm going to use it anyway. I think he showed good cultural integrity, right? Like he never veered off his path. Now it did weigh thin on me at times, and I'm sure it weighed thin on you guys.
It weighed not on me, of course not.
Not on you, but I mean, he never left what he preached, right? Like he didn't, which I think again, he couldn't have been happy, right? Because Sheridan's throwing players under the bus, which isn't LEO culture whatsoever. Nope. He never did that. So he kept his cultural integrity. Weakness, management, right? Accountability, employee accountability. When you're a CEO of a company, right? And you let your marketing manager, your operations manager, your purchasing manager make mistakes repeatedly. That's not holding your employees to a level of accountability. So I think you just develop that over time as a coach. I think that's something that you learn with experience, right? So I think he needs to learn departmental accountability. I think that's important. And then one thing he needs to build upon that I think is, that's a tough one because I don't know how much there was to build upon on this last year, but he needs to keep recruiting at this level. He can't let this season fall off the map in recruiting in 2022, 2023. He needs to build on his recruiting momentum and not let this year sink him. Seth, how did I do? Can you tell him in the middle of review season, baby?
It was great.
The only thing you were missing was the sandwich style compliment, needs improvement compliment style. But yeah, everything else you hit. Not too many buzzwords. You felt natural, conversational.
Corporate
that was pretty
branding's
good.
the worst.
Yeah. It was really hard to listen to, but no, you nailed it. It was well done. Yeah, I totally agree. I think recruiting's the one thing that he needs to build upon and continue the momentum there. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add. That was perfect. Cool. That's it. He has emptied his sack, and we have finished the podcast. I don't have anything else to add. Brandon, do you have anything else you want to say here at the end?
Guys, if you stayed with us long enough, we're going to continue content. I know a lot of other podcasts. I'm not going to call them out by name. They're done with football, right? They're done with football. We're not. We're going to continue to churn out content, whether that's a new hire, whether that's early signing day, whether that is college football playoffs or rest of the Big Ten and bowling. There's certainly going to be enough to talk about. So stay with us. If you stayed with us through this last 8 weeks, stay with us now, because now the hope begins again, right? Like a roller coaster. We're about as low as we can get, not quite rock bottom. Now we're going to start trickling back up. So that's kind of my final statement was stick with us, stick with the program. You made it through the tough part.
Yeah, guys, we don't enjoy this. Like today was enjoyable. We don't enjoy talking to you guys after losses. Like, our listens don't go up after losses. Our listens go up after wins or while the team's doing well. So that's what we want. Like, we don't enjoy talking about, bad stuff about coaches and everything else. But yeah, so starting next week, we will start kind of our off-season program. We'll go back down to one pod per week, as Seth is celebrating in the background because he does so much work for this pod. You guys have no idea. And I'll tell you here in just a second. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. We'll talk to you guys in a couple of days where we preview conference championship games, because we're not in one, so we might as well talk about what everybody else is doing. So until then, LEO, guys.
LEO.
Leo.
He said it.
LEO. Awesome day. LEO. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. LEO. All right, great. LEO. Appreciate you guys. LEO. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. LEO. Have a great day. LEO. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And LEO. Oh, thank you so much. LEO. Well, thanks so much. LEO. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. LEO. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. LEO. Awesome. LEO. LEO.